Today, I have the honor of talking about something that's very near to my heart right now, which is, the importance of pretty much exercising, gaining muscle, calorie deficit, and also balancing your mental health. Personally, for me, I work out for my mental health. I don't really work out for the physical aspect. I could care less. For me, it's like how it makes me feel. It's that dopamine type of release. That's why I do it, to maintain that. And don't get me wrong, like the body aspect is an extra gain to it all. I have a great person to come back and bless us and talk about their journey within the last time we've spoken. Why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself and we'll get right into it. Today, I have the honor of talking about something that's very near to my heart right now, which is, the importance of pretty much exercising, gaining muscle, calorie deficit, and also balancing your mental health. Personally, for me, I work out for my mental health. I don't really work out for the physical aspect. I could care less. For me, it's like how it makes me feel. It's that dopamine type of release. That's why I do it, to maintain that. And don't get me wrong, like the body aspect is an extra gain to it all. I have a great person to come back and bless us and talk about their journey within the last time we've spoken. Why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself and we'll get right into it.
Okay. Well, yo, AJ, thank you for having me again. My name is Taryn Durant. I'm out in Maryland, in the U.S. Because I think you're in Canada, right?
I am. Yes,
Okay.
I'm in Canada. We
Okay,
gotta
bet.
get
So
you. We
I'm
gotta
in
get you to
Maryland.
come out to Canada or me out to Maryland. I don't know. We gotta figure it
Canada would
out.
be cool. Canada would
Yeah,
be
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah. So I personally, I have a background in mental health. That was my master's degree. I was also a licensed LGBT, or sorry, almost said the queer, thing, but LCP, there we go.
I can see how the two.
And yeah, right, LGBTQ, LCP2,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, did mental health for about 3 years. Found my love back for fitness in 2018, and I've been rocking ever since, documenting my journey, helping people online. And yeah, that's pretty much my story and my passion. So I'm definitely very passionate in both those things. And I agree, working out for your mental health is huge. Yeah, so I'm excited to be here. Thank you for
I
having.
appreciate you, and also thank you for coming back. I truly
Of
appreciate that for you.
course.
Once you tell the people a little bit about what within the last time we spoke, we kind of talked about you were trying to ramp up, and by if anyone doesn't know, go and follow Taryn. You will see her before and afters. It's insane. So
Thanks,
what brought
man.
that? No, no doubt, no doubt. What brought that change for you?
Yeah. So people can definitely see all the stuff that I do on my Instagram. It's literally my name, my first and last name, at Taryn, Taryn, Durant, Durant. What brought my physical changes, or what brought me to
Like,
to
what
getting
brought you
started?
to like even level up even more? Because you're already pretty good at that last time we spoke, and now like you just went doop, one even level further. What brought that change?
Thanks. Just kind of, man, I just love it. I just love it, and just kind of wanting to see what's next. And just like anybody, we have ebbs and flows, right? So,
Yeah,
when we last spoke, like it was okay, but that was still me like falling off. You know what I'm saying? That was
yeah, I
me,
feel you.
not my best, my peak self. Not my peak mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, all these different things,
Hmm.
and I had to kind of make a decision. Do I want to, keep being just okay by my own standards, or do I
Right.
want to like become something different and level up? So it was really just like becoming that next version of myself, and then
Yeah.
the exterior is just really just following suit. It's more of an interior, internal.
And it's kind of crazy because like I think we think when we start like to level up, it's like an onion, right? There's layers to it. No matter what we do, we just keep doing it. And sometimes we may find like it's not totally in a balance. Like we'll be, if you're focused on your career, your business, we're great on that aspect, but we're not taking care of
Hmm.
ourselves. You know what I mean? Or like maybe we're focused on ourselves, but we're not taking care of our relationships or connections that we have. So it's almost sometimes trying to find like that, I don't want to say balance almost, but like that happy medium where and then when you get to that happy medium, I personally find like that's when you could really see you could take it all together. Because personally
Yeah.
for me, like I hadn't worked out like consistently in almost like a year and a half after like my situation happened at work where I was assaulted. I was just kind of in this slum where I was diagnosed with anxiety, PTSD, and depression. So in my brain, I was the last thing on my mind was, yo, let me go lift some weights. Like that
Yeah.
wasn't really on my like for like my list of things to take care of myself, even though it would have helped me a lot. But it wasn't until what scared me the most is as I'm getting older, I noticed a change happen within even just I'll say it like because gosh, I don't know, anyone could be going through it in terms of a female, a change in my cycle, and I was just like,
Mm,
okay, this is odd. And I went to the doctors and they said, hey, we'll put you on birth control pills just to
mm,
control it and manage it. I'm like, I don't want to be put on pills. Like, is there any
yeah.
other alternative that I could do? So I did some research and kind of looked at what has changed in my life drastically. I was like, okay, like, and I knew what it was. It was how I was taking care of myself, sleeping habits. Like I'd gained a bit of weight, like not really taking care of my health. And that's when I said, okay, like this now it's affecting my health, not
Mm-hmm.
just my mental health, but my physical health. We got to
Mm-hmm.
make some changes. And that's when
For
I kind of,
sure.
yeah, because I think as we get older, and of course I wasn't told this, it kind of like I'm just figuring it out is that how your body will change, and it's stuff like just walking or like getting good sleep. And I understand
Mm-hmm.
that everyone gets like 8 hours, but like good quality sleep so that your
Mm-hmm.
body can be in that deep REM and just be out and not
Yeah.
worry about nothing. That's the stuff that I don't think we talk about a
Just be
much a
out.
lot. You need it. And you know what, like I realized that sometimes I was like I was sleeping, but I was awake. I don't know if that makes any
Mm-hmm.
sense, but like I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't fully like deep sleep. But shout out to magnesium because that's
You
that
go.
that thing will just it'll keep me sleep. That
Yeah.
is a beautiful supplement.
Mm-hmm.
I am no doctor, but I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
it's
I'm
a
happy
beautiful.
that you found like a different route for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Something more
Yes,
sustainable and all that, and aligned with what you wanted to do, for yourself.
precisely. Yeah, and I think like that's the thing where in terms of mental health and muscle gains, as that's the topic, is everyone's different. It's trying to find like that placement for yourself that works for
Mm-hmm.
you, right? But how was your like what's your background in sorry, with your background in therapy, how does
Mm-hmm.
that influence you like your fitness and coaching career now?
Yeah. For myself personally, and then for my clients, both. But for myself, I feel like, the majority, I'm sure you've heard this before. I'm sure a lot of people listening to this have heard this before, but the majority of any fitness journey is mental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like probably 80% of that thing is up here,
Mhm.
whether you continue or you stop or you're inconsistent or maybe you're consistent and beating yourself up at the same time. Like it's all happening up here.
Yeah.
Working out is not difficult. Like you said, going for a walk or playing a sport or walking an animal or going to the gym, swimming, whatever day
Dancing,
form
yep.
that you like, it's not difficult to do it. It's the, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm too tired. Oh, what if people at the gym see me? It's all up here that really stops
Yeah.
us. You know what I'm saying? Because we can find 30 minutes to do anything. And it's just about like finding 30
Preach.
minutes to do for yourself, physically.
Mhm.
And so for myself, because of my background in mental health, I understand a lot of like cognitive behavior things and the connection that we have, right? So for me, even when let's say falling off or have fallen off, that's never happened again. By the way, that's done. That's a thing in the past.
I
We
love
this
that. I
form is
love
gonna be
that.
different. Next year is gonna be crazy. But in the past when I had fallen off, I still had to, maintain those same mental structures that I built for myself, right? To
Right.
have the discipline and have the consistency.
Right.
Everything's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like in the
Yep.
gym, when you build muscle, it's just because through repetition, right? So
Mhm.
getting to the gym and beating your lazy mind or beating whatever, voice in your head that's telling you can't, it's just a skill that you get to develop,
Yeah.
right? And so with my clients, like a lot of them, man, they transform mentally because the mind body connection on a very surface level is so connected. When people move their bodies, when people are active, they feel better mentally. They feel better
Yep.
energetically. They have literally more energy. They sleep better.
Mhm.
They typically have better sex drives. Like they just feel better. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so like with my clients, a lot of them just change.
Yeah.
They level up, they evolve, helping them through the mental barriers and putting them onto certain things that have helped me has helped them a lot, and
Yeah.
that's something that I work with too. Like, yes, am I working with my clients on a literal sense of like body composition, putting on muscle, dropping weight, body fat, whatever their goals are? Yes, but it's deeper than that, right? I'm teaching people how to eat. I'm teaching people how to train. I'm teaching people how to recover. Man, it's like almost on a daily basis that I'm dealing with one of my clients having a mental whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or emotional eating or whatever it is. There's so
Yep.
many mental things that are involved in there, you know? Or a big thing that sometimes affects my clients is like if they miss, let's say they miss a day in the gym or 2 days in the gym or whatever, then they're like, you know, I lost it all, I suck. And, you know, that's all mental right there. That's not, it has
That's a
nothing to do with
mental,
fitness.
yeah.
Everything that I think stops everybody from achieving their fitness and well-being goals is all mental. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I like to approach it.
No, 1,000%. You hit the nail there. All of it is mental, especially on the days that you don't want to do it. I always tell people, like, even when I coach with my clients, like the days that you don't want to do, that's the days that you really got to do it. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the days you really got to like just push it. The thing that you don't want to do when you don't want to do it, just do it. Cause
Yep.
that right there is where it builds your discipline to do it on the day. Cause there's gonna be more days when this morning I did not want to work out. I was like, I was just exhausted. I'm like, I don't feel
Mm-hmm.
like doing it. And I just had a goal for myself. And I was like, all right, well, let's do half. I was like, let's do half. I was like, okay, but you hit more than half. We might as well just go to like the full length. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
just pull it. And then I was like, man, I'm close to it. Okay, I can end. I'm like, you know what? But I'm super close to it. Let me just finish. And I
That's
finished
cool.
above my goal. And it's just having those moments of self reflection and talking to myself, like, hey, yo, I know you don't feel like doing it, but let's just get it done. Let's
Yeah,
just
and
get
that's a
it done.
victory.
You gotta, you see what I'm saying? Like those, we as human beings, and I don't know if it's something as a complex from when we were kids where we always want to do the big things and we always go towards like the big goals. But to me personally, those little wins are far
Mm-hmm.
more effective. Like, I don't know, they mean a lot more to me than
Mm-hmm.
like the big one. You're like, yeah, whatever. But hey, yo, I did this on the day I didn't want to do it. To me, that's
Mm-hmm.
like a bigger win than me just like, yeah, I got the goal.
It's
It is,
huge.
it's huge. And
Yeah.
we tend to like just skip over those small wins. Like you said, like it could just be you just get up and walk. You just maybe you walk for 1 minute, and maybe that's something that you just did because maybe you haven't done it in a long time. And then tomorrow you're like, I'll try three,
Mm-hmm.
and then you build and you build and you build. It's like taking one step at a time and just giving yourself grace throughout the entire process. But
For
I
sure.
do like your determination of saying like you ain't gonna fall off again. But
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
love that. That's the
I'm a different
mindset.
person. Yeah.
That's the mindset you need of like, hey yo, I know I did it, but it ain't gonna happen again. But
Mm-hmm.
I one thing that I've learned when it comes towards like mental health, you're right, it does affect so many aspects of our life. Physically, of course, but mentally, you sleep better, you want to eat better, you want to stay
Mm-hmm.
consistent. And also, I and maybe you could contest this a bit, but I know people will say, and I like the fact that more people on social media are becoming more honest about it. You're allowed to have certain things. It's just in moderation.
Yes.
It's just in
Everything.
moderation.
I still eat
Like
the same stuff. I still drink.
it's
It's just
yeah.
different.
It's
It's
just
just
it's
different.
just it's just different. Like it's how you approach it is a bit differently, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I even learned that. Like before I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna cut this off. And I'm like, but and then I would eat it or consume it and feel guilty. And then I
Done.
realized I'm like,
It's all
why am I
mental.
feeling it's all here. I'm
Yeah.
feeling guilty. But hey yo, you're still doing the work.
Yeah.
You're still
And
doing the work.
that's something that I find too. Like a lot of people when they get started on their fitness journey, it's like very
Mm-hmm.
all or nothing. Think either I'm running
Yes.
3 miles every single day or I suck. Or I'm gonna
Right?
eat 100% clean, and if I don't, I suck. Like
Nice.
it's literally all mental. Once
Yeah.
you hack the system, once you understand that it's all mental, and you can look at it as a journey and not just a
Mm-hmm.
quick destination. Like a journey is a lifelong process. You know what I'm
There you
saying? So,
go.
for example, hopefully you will be too. But I'm on my fitness journey for life. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. It's not a oh I just need to get ready for this bathing suit or I need to get ready for this wedding. And nothing wrong with those things. Like
Yeah.
sure, like let's say I have something really crazy and popping and maybe a photo shoot. Of course, I'm gonna
Mm.
fucking go. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get ripped up. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt. No
For
doubt.
sure. But it's not. That's not the end all be all. Because a lot of times, what
Yeah.
happens is they get ripped up for the bathing suit or whatever they're looking for, and then right after that happens, it's done.
They
Oh, I'm
can't
back to
maintain it.
the old lifestyle. You know, I haven't changed up here. I'm not. I'm the same person on the inside, and
Yeah.
so the outside will always reflect it. And that's what I struggle with. You know, even as a coach, like and that's why it's never gonna happen again because I'm different here. But before, I've been shredded before. I've been stronger probably than I am now. Before I've
Hmm.
crazy stuff. But I didn't change internally, so I couldn't maintain it. you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just that evolution. It's all mental, just becoming who you want to become.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't want anyone that's even listening or watching this, don't feel discouraged because, you see one person that's shredded and maybe you can't get there. But how are you feeling though? Are you
Hmm.
working? Are you still moving? How are you feeling mentally? Like, how are you feel like, are you sleeping better? There's still wins within it, right? Like, everything is also genetics. So there's also wins within it. So if you're finding that you also feel better, to me, that's a
Hmm.
big win. Like,
Huge.
that's a huge win because as I even gotten older, I'm just like, hey yo, I'm not functioning the way I did when I was like 20 something. It's just not happening. And that's
Hmm.
cool. But I do notice I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling better. My mood has changed completely. And at the end of the day, like, having those like key components mean everything. Like,
Yeah,
that's a huge, for me, that's a huge win.
I
And maybe
agree.
people are like, no, that's a big win for me coming from a person who's dealing with PTSD. That is like a massive, massive win. So don't feel discouraged. Just the
Yeah.
point is to just keep moving, keep going.
Even comparing yourself to others is a mental
Oh,
thing. And I speak about
that's
all that. Yeah,
damaging.
big mental thing. What's even worse is comparing yourself to old versions of yourself. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big mental barrier that a lot of people struggle with. Looking
Like,
at high school, college photos and like,
yeah.
damn,
Oh, I used to
you
do
know.
this. I used to do that. That's why I tell people, and I think that's what's been helping me so much in like the last like 2 years with me going through like my diagnosis of PTSD is meeting myself where I'm at. Like,
Hmm.
hey yo, I'm here. This is where I am. How can I honor myself? This version, not the
Hmm.
version from 3, 4 years ago. How can I honor this version of myself? And how can I give her permission to be in her best and ideal self? And what does that
Hmm.
look like? And that actually starts with like the first pillar, which is like, get to know who you are. Self-reflection. It's so easy to do it. We
Hmm.
don't do it. And I tell people, like, you said like 30 minutes. I was like, hey, could you spare like 20 minutes? And they're like, sure. All right, put your phone down and let's journal for just 20 minutes what's on your mind. You'll find that some stuff internally has been blocking you from going after the things you want to go after. Because
Hmm.
again, it's all here. You can find, but you're just suppressing it because it's so easier for you to just push it down or put a band-aid over it because you've done it for, so it's a repetitive cycle to you,
Yeah.
versus saying, no, you know what, I'm gonna face it head on. I'm gonna want more for myself. I'm gonna get to know who I really am at this chapter, not at last chapter, at this
Yeah.
one. It plays
Yeah.
a huge part for you to move forward and become the person that you want to become.
Yeah.
Can you share a success story of a client, if you can, that's benefited from you combining both your like therapist background and of course your coaching of fitness background?
Hmm. Yeah. Damn. That's
Just one.
hard
I
because
know
it's
you
like,
probably have plenty,
oh man.
but
Yeah, it's hard. Hold on, I think something touched my neck. I freaked out.
not the
It's
bugs.
no, I hope not. I think it's just like a piece of hair because I watched.
Okay, cool.
Um, dude, there's so many. There's so many. Let me see if I can. I'll just do a common one,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So with a lot of my clients who are looking to lose, let's say 50 to 100 pounds, right? Those individuals, bless them, I love them, but they struggle a lot with mental stuff, specifically around like food.
Mm.
And a lot of times when people, for example, I'll just say my client and I'll client X, whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Her background, she's used to eating once a day, right? Because she thinks restricting is better than eating. There's so many things that happen mentally and physically when people do that, right? And I
Yeah.
find that a lot when people are looking to lose, let's say 50 plus pounds, they tend to not eat a lot at all. There's so much anxiety wrapped up around food, and it's very counterintuitive. But in most cases, when you don't eat a lot, you retain a lot of body fat. Your
Mm.
body is constantly being flooded with cortisol, which is a hormone that's a
Mm-hmm.
stress hormone.
Yep.
And the main thing of that stress hormone is to survive the body, right? Keep the body alive, keep all the body fat on you. So it's really hard for individuals who are constantly chronically stressed or, under eating to
Mm-hmm.
actually get results, right? So with those individuals and a lot of my clients actually, I don't even talk about working out for at least the first week and a half. Like we are talking
Mm.
strictly relationship with food. I'm going over how you're eating. I'm, putting a lot of attention into how you're nourishing your body. And I'm
Right.
also going above and beyond and making sure that you understand. why I'm saying certain things, why I'm saying you need to eat more, why I'm saying, hey, let's portion your meals, let's do
Yeah.
this. I need you to eat more. Because a lot of times they send me pictures and it's like, for dinner I had a cracker and tuna. No shade, no shade to
I know,
anybody,
but I know what you
but
mean.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, you gotta love on them extra. But hey,
Yeah.
I understand, were you hungry? You weren't hungry? Okay, this is what's happening and why you're not hungry, why your body
Yeah.
isn't metabolizing in the way that you want it to, so that your body becomes a machine. That
Yep.
anything like losing weight, putting on muscle it's a very simple process. It's just literally adding and subtracting. It's just math. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
very simple. Um, and sometimes we complicate it, because of societal pressures like, oh, I can't eat carbs or I can't drink. And, kind of like
I
the
still eat
thing
carbs.
that carbs are good. Carbs are
I
good.
still
Please
eat
don't
carbs.
stop eating carbs. You should
I
eat
will
carbs.
not. I will
Yeah,
not
you should
ever.
eat carbs. Yeah.
Nah,
So,
I will. Yeah, but I know what you mean. Like it's so true. I remember when I one of the first times I started my fitness journey, like I had dropped a lot of weight. But the problem was like I couldn't maintain it once I dropped it because
hmm
I wasn't eating enough food. And then when I switched to lifting weights, the amount of food that I consumed was ridiculous. And now that I'm working back out again, I'm like, yo, I just ate, and I'll be like counting like, oh, 4 hours. That's why I'm starving. And it's
yeah.
just because like you're building back, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's
hmm
absolutely because like you could. I saw this lady and I loved it. She's like, this is what I was 150. This is what I am 150. You wouldn't even
hmm
recognize, like wouldn't even same weight,
hmm
but lady was beast,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
That's
like,
another thing too. Yeah, the scale and our relationship with the scale is a whole nother
yes,
mental thing too. There's so many
yep,
like, I mean, dude, I can just speak about this all day. Everything is mental. The number on the scale does not matter. It's body composition that matters. It's
yeah.
energy, how you feel, your confidence, how you fit in your
Mm-hmm.
clothes, how you want to fit in your clothes. That's what matters. And so, yeah. So with my clients, with that, hypothetical client that actually relates to a lot of people that I work with, having the victory of them seeing food differently and then
Yeah.
seeing their body change and them understanding. Because I don't want to just be a coach that gives people the blueprint and doesn't explain and, hey, follow this and you'll get results. No, like I'm
Right.
explaining so that people are renewing their mindset and
Mm-hmm.
that they know how to eat better. They know how to move their body in a healthy way for them, you know? Yeah.
What are some practical tips that you can give some of the listeners if they're just trying to I know it's kind of hard because everyone's different, but if they're just trying to start movement, like what kind of practical tips would you provide?
Yeah. Choose something that you love. Choose something
Passion.
that involves the sun if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Choose something that is sustainable and not
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Don't be out here. I'm gonna run a mile or 2 miles and you've never ran, because a lot of times we do that. I used to do that too.
Yep.
You know,
I did that.
like,
I know what you mean.
yeah, don't do that. Just choose something like, let's say, you're trying to get started in movement. Just start walking. 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. Don't worry about the pace. Don't worry about the miles. Don't
Nope.
worry about anything like that, how fast you're going. Just get out there, get in the sun, because that's healing, and just start moving. Because then that's stacking up that win. Then you're like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, I feel so good because the sun, the fresh air, the
Yep.
movement, bro, healing as hell. And now you're like, okay, now, I want to eat something protein and veggies and boom, boom. Okay, now I want to, maybe I'll do a little YouTube, 15-minute thing in my room.
Yep.
Perfect. Now we stacking wins. Now you're getting used and you're developing that disciplined muscle and you're getting stronger,
Yeah.
you're getting consistent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would be my
No,
tip.
I agree with when you said like the sun. The sun is so healing. It's good for your spiritual, it's good for your energy, it's good for your body. But unfortunately, like today I have not been out because it's hot as hell over here. But like it's good. Like those little wins, you're right. Like what I did different with me going back to working out this time, instead of me just getting right back into lifting weights, I have a treadmill in my apartment. I said, let's just start implementing at least 10K of steps a day. Today I did not work, so I was like, I bet I'll do 5, which is still something. And then if I
hmm
get outside to go to the walk by the lake, then boom, I'll get another 5 probably there.
Yep.
But like it's just taking those small wins. That's my goal. Like I try to get 10K steps a day. If I don't, cool. Weather permitted, I ain't doing it if it's hot as hell. Like,
hmm
but that's okay. The point is, at least I did something. And we need
Yeah.
to start thinking about it that way. Even when I tell my clients, like, they're like, "Oh, I didn't journal today," and I'm like, "Okay, did you journal yesterday? Yes. Did you journal the day before that? Yeah. Okay, you missed a day. Like, it's
Mhm.
okay. Were you busy? Yeah. You missed a day. You're human. Just journal
Mhm.
tomorrow. Like, but
Mhm.
we have such these expectations on ourselves that makes us almost stop doing what we know we want to do because we didn't hit the goal that day. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like
Yeah.
don't be so hard on yourself. Just maybe create a non-negotiable with yourself that you don't let it pass 2 days that you're not
Mhm.
doing it, and that helps build the momentum after a
Mhm.
while. What was I gonna say? What routine do you have, kind of, if you want to give someone a routine, hypothetically, what kind of
Mhm.
routine would you start someone off on? Like basic routine.
For like gym, like getting
Yeah.
on a fitness journey.
Yeah, like let's say they were doing like they're trying to like gain muscles in certain aspects of their body and they're giving themselves like a, let's say, like a year. Let's be
Mhm.
let's be realistic here. Let's give themselves about a year. Like what routine would you give them to start off with?
Yeah. So within my coaching, they have full access to an entire app, which
Nice.
includes workout routines, different fitness levels for gym and at home, recipe book, cookbooks, all these different things, and they're working with me personally. So I talk to my clients on basically a daily basis as long as they want to, and mainly for their first like month and a half, right? So within their routine, they are sending me pictures of their food, right? We're talking about gym schedules. We're working on their work schedule and stuff like that to
Hmm.
try and find the nooks and crannies in their life. For someone specifically who's trying to put on lean mass, I would say, definitely nutrition, eating every 2 to 3 hours, something rich in protein, is always the move. Drinking at least a gallon or half a gallon of water a day. If you can work your way up to a gallon, that's perfect.
Hmm.
For someone who wants to put on lean mass, if they're working out in the gym, let's say you can hit the gym 3 to 4 times a week. That's perfect, because everybody has different goals too. Not everybody wants to
Right.
be strong,
Absolutely.
shredded person. Some people just want to, tone and feel strong, to pick
There
up their
you go.
kid or whatever it is. Um,
Exactly.
so with that person, I would probably work on that kind of workout schedule, and their literal workout routine would really depend on their experience level, any previous injuries, what they're looking for as far as where they want to gain, how they want to look, how they want their physique to be, and then we tailor it like that. But that's kind of, hopefully that answered it. That's kind of like how we go
Yeah.
through it.
The point of the
But
question was just
I don't talk about anything really gym related until
yeah,
I know that they have the nutrition part down. Because
like the
if you're
foundation aspect of it.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
no, the point of that question was just to like anyone that's like, hey, how do I start? Like, what would you recommend? It gives them, I think we gave a lot of information on like how to start, but it's kind of maybe giving like, that was like kind of like a way, like a little bit of a schedule, and then they could pick, like how they want to do it. But I think the one thing I learned personally when it comes towards working out is finding what you're passionate about. Like it
mhm,
literally, if you like to play basketball, hey, that's working out. If you like to just go
mhm,
for a walk, that is working out, believe it or not, if you're doing it for a certain amount of time. If you like any type of sport, I'm a golf person. I'm out there from time to time. So
that's
like
cool.
yeah, so I have like a little putter here in my apartment. But yeah,
That's
like
so
that
cool.
yeah, like that it's exercise, especially if you're
Mhm,
playing 18 holes and you're walking. I
uh-huh.
mean, technically I don't, but
Facts.
cuz I'll be using the cart cuz
You be whipping it.
look, some of them courts they be huge. Those golf
Yeah.
ranges, they're massive. I can't do it. Like it all. Well, it's also fun. What am I gonna lie? I
Mhm.
like driving the golf
No, it's
cart.
hella fun.
Yeah, like I
I
like
would do
driving.
that.
What am I gonna say? But yeah, like I think that's just the thing, is just trying to find that balance. But lastly,
Yeah.
what makes you feel the most dope? I always ask this question. So at this point, at this chapter in your life, what makes you feel dope?
Yeah. If I could for a second, because I kind of, hopefully the last question, I actually want to give some tangibles. So like
By all
eating every
means.
two to for someone trying to put on lean mass or whatever, like if you're in the gym or working out at home, like try and hit every major body part like 2 times a week. That'll be ideal. So if
Mm,
arms twice a week, and then you mix up your splits. So let's say you're doing, upper body, like maybe like squats and or quad focused and back,
mm-hmm.
that's one week, and then maybe that's on Monday, then you hit that again on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So trying to develop it like that so that you don't have to be in the gym all day long or every single day, but you're still building
You're
that lean
doing
mass.
movement. And I just want to
Yeah.
add, one thing I learned, you don't have to work out for no 2 hours or nothing like that.
Nah.
Sometimes you could literally just work out 30 to 45 minutes and you out. It
Yep.
depends. Like I used to do 30-minute workouts, but because I was doing it like 5 to 6 days a week, the Sunday was the rest. Like I would do 30 minutes, and you still see results and you still feel
Yep.
good. So you don't got to do like an hour, like at one. You could do literally 30 minutes as long as you have a
Yeah.
plan in some degree. Like Mondays were leg days for me, and I could not stand Mondays but that's why I purposely did it on the Monday, get it out the
Mhm.
way. And then like Tuesdays were like shoulders. I'm gonna do the same schedule again, shoulders and biceps and triceps, because you're using your
Mhm.
arms anyways. Wednesday, I was like abs and glutes.
Nice.
Look, them Russian, I forgot the name of them. That
Russian.
Russian twist, the one where you put your leg up on a bench and then you do squats,
Oh,
one leg
split
up,
squats.
dear God. But it strengthened my knee because
Mhm.
I was driving. So like for like my job. So it strengthened my knee a lot. So that's why I kept doing it
That's
because
good.
I noticed it paid like such a benefit. But
Mhm.
them suckers, they gave me a glute like nobody's business.
Split squats are wild.
Like I don't know
They
why I
crazy.
did it, but then I got more to used to it. Like I got to like it more and more because of
Mhm.
how my legs were feeling and how I was feeling, like just standing more. Like I that's what I liked about it. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you could do it in the stuff you don't like too much, do it at the beginning of the week, and then get
Mhm.
it into the stuff that you do like, and then maybe at the end of the week you do that one thing that you don't like too tough, but you did it and you got
Mhm.
it done. It's over with. But like having a
Mhm.
cycle of those things, it helps a lot. It does
Facts.
help a lot,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah. And I do the same. I work out like 30, 40 minutes. If I'm doing cardio, maybe an hour, you know?
Yeah,
And
cardio
that's
does take up a bit more time. Like,
mhm.
cause, and that is true. And that's another thing I learned. If you want to do cardio, lift weights first, do cardio last. Cause then you're just
Mm.
chilling. Yeah, you're just
Mhm.
walking, just walk on the little car on the machine, and you're just
Mhm.
chilling.
Mhm.
You could do it first, but I find like when I did it, and that's the thing, like I realized I like to do it last because that's the easiest part of the day. Like the
Mhm.
lift the weights, okay, and now I'm just like resting my arms and I'm just
Everyone's
doing this.
different. Yeah.
So,
Everybody's
but that's
different.
the thing. You just find out what works for you, and
Mhm.
it's trial and error. It's a lot of trial and error, but in the end, you do feel great, and you feel and see the benefits. But back to
Mhm.
my last question: at this
Yeah.
chapter of your life, what makes you feel the most dope?
Makes me feel the most dope is being strong as hell.
That's what's
Like,
up.
I love it. I love it. I love being able to transform any part of myself that I want to, you
Mhm.
know. Not for anybody else, but just how I feel at home in my body.
Mhm.
I love that. I love getting haircuts. I love
Same.
oh, wearing nice clothes, you know what I'm saying? And because of how the body's changing, seeing how it's changing in clothes, you know, hanging out with my nephew, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just
Oh, you got one little
doing stuff.
nephew,
Yeah, so that's different. I think since the last time we spoke.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think
How
so.
old's your nephew now?
Well, he's actually turning 2, so maybe he was born last time we
Yeah,
spoke.
I
I
think he
can't
was
remember.
just born. If he's
Okay.
2 now, then yeah, he was just born.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies.
That's dope.
Um, yeah, just like, feeling good and not like being put in nobody's box, you know?
Amen to
Um,
that.
Something that I also like, kind of like discovered about myself. I feel like baby gays, like we kind of, especially mass presenting gays, I'm gonna
Mhm.
speak from my personal experience. Like we kind of
Mhm.
are just like, we just feel like, okay, I can only wear these clothes. I can only
Yeah.
act this way. I have to walk this way. I have to
Yep.
present
Been
this
there.
way. And yeah, it's tragic, right? And then it's like somehow we get older and we realize all that's lies and we
It's a bunch
can
of bull.
literally be who, like I wear a lot of my, this is my girlfriend's shirt. I wear a lot of my, and my girlfriend wears women's clothes, women's, in the section.
But some of
And
this stuff
so
fits great on
it
us.
feels good and it looks
Like
good,
ain't nothing
so just
wrong with
like,
it.
exactly. So just really just, I guess just being who I'm meant to be,
Yeah.
and just doing that and loving it, you know?
Yeah, you hit the nail there at the end. I will say that, and I will add to that by saying you're right. It is a bunch of bull.
Hmm.
We are told that it needs to be a certain way based off of my experience. Until I got older and realized, like, hey, yo, there's parts of my life I don't want to be masculine all the time. I want to
Hmm.
tap in my femininity.
Hmm.
It's great over here. I ain't gonna
Hmm.
lie. It's
That's
allowed me to
good.
just yeah. It's allowed me to really like I have a good I would say my balance of it, not anyone's balance, it's mine. And I love it. And I love
Hmm.
where you can allow yourself to be comfortable. I think that's
Yeah.
dope. The fact that you're at that point. Um because more and more I hope that not just anyone that is mass presenting, but anyone feels more comfortable in themselves. A lot of us in this world wear a mask just to make other people feel comfortable and
Mhm.
feel happy. But at the end of the day, who's it really hurting but us, right?
Mhm.
Because we're the ones that's not being our true authentic self. So shout outs to you for that, because when you're functioning out of authenticity, you're functioning out of your pure self, and you find feeling a lot
Facts.
more light and comfortable, a lot more joy, a lot more serenity, a lot more peace.
Yes,
Shout outs for you for that. That's
for
awesome.
sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
for sure.
But
You too,
I
man.
just, no doubt. I'm gonna put all your handles in the bottom description so people can go ahead and
That
find you. Cause yo, you gotta go and find Taryn and
they all
add
the
them.
same.
Like add up. I know, right? Like
They're all the same. I just keep it real simple.
nah, I don't
You
blame you. I
know.
think mine are pretty much all the same. It's dope life coach underscore or dope life coach. And I'm
There
like,
you go.
just find me. But
Yeah.
anyways, y'all, I appreciate you watching this episode or listening to this episode. Of always, go ahead and take a screenshot of this, put it in your IG stories. I'm not gonna ask that you're gonna come back because you came back, and I know I can always get you come back again a third time because it's for
Yeah.
real. I'm putting that out there in the
Let's do
energy.
it.
I'm putting out there in the energy.
I'm
Hopefully,
with
one
it.
day we could do like an in-person
That'd be
interview. I'm
cool.
claiming that. I'm claiming that. I'm
That'd be
claiming
really
that.
cool.
But anyways, y'all, as always, I'll see you next week. Walk with peace, walk with love.